This is Glen Rio, ghost town. Population zilch.
Look, cows.
What do you think Cal would say about the state of Route 66?
Then he'd had some long-winded answer after about like how the dawn of time has changed the automobile, and probably something really profound.
I think when cows moo, they're just sort of going, and then we're like over it, and then we walk away before we really get the long story.
Because they're thinkers, cows, is what you're saying.
So what do you think of Route 66? And it goes,
Then there's that long pause because timing is everything with cows.
we're gonna start this story at the end of the road. Santa Monica Pier, California. Some people might call it the end of the world, but it's actually the end of Route 66. I want to go back to the old dream of Route 66 and kind of get a feel for it, because I came up when the dream was dead. Today I'm 40 years old, and I'm going to take a road trip on Route 66.
Ian Bowen runs a Route 66 gift shop on the pier, so he's the perfect guy to ask. What's so special about Route 66?
Route 66 became known as the first paved road to the West Coast. Normal people could finally get to California for really the first time and drive down, walk right down the stairs, and dip your toes in the water.
So this would be the unofficial end of the road for a lot of people that took Route 66.
Right.
So what does Route 66 mean to you as, somebody that was born after it was decommissioned?
I think to me it's the parts of old-fashioned America that should be preserved. The culture, the conversation, the way people care.
Is the whole Route 66 abandoned, or is it just part of it?
No, I mean, the way the old road was built, it went right through the main street of every town. It's why it's known as the Main Street of America. So when they built the interstates in the 1950s and 60s and 70s, they went around every main street. So they lost most of their business.
When I think of Route 66, it automatically makes me think of the American dream.
Yeah.
Do you think that way, and do you believe in the American dream?
66 to me is sort of not just what America used to be or what the American dream still is, but the aspects of the American dream in the 1950s that I feel like we need to bring back.
The open road. Grab your family, your friends, throw the bags in the back and hit the gas. The Great American Road Trip was born along Route 66. 2,400 miles of freedom connecting Chicago to LA. For nearly 70 years, the traffic on this highway was the lifeblood of countless motels, diners, and roadside attractions. Sadly, the Mother Road, as it came to be known, was decommissioned in 1985. Today, it looks more like Fury Road. But I wanted to see what signs of life are left.
I'm about to start my 2,500 mile road trip, and I really don't want to do it alone. So I've invited a friend of mine named Frank Gerwer to come along. I'm gonna have him as my spirit guide of Route 66. There's my guy. Happy birthday.
Originally from Long Island, Frank is a legend in San Francisco skateboarding. No stranger to old bumpy roads, he's a hill bombing master. A beloved character on and off the board. wouldn't want to spend a week on the open road with this guy?
I think this trip is gonna help me, maybe you, kind of slow everything down, because we're gonna take these smaller roads, we're gonna be moving slower.
Yeah.
And I think that's gonna help us, like, maybe start appreciating now.
I don't appreciate now as much as I should, because I'm always looking to do something.
Yeah, like, this isn't good enough, I gotta do that, I gotta do that. Let me get my, my phone out and just, like, refresh it every 2 seconds.
Yeah. Route 66, I guess, would be like a book, you know, nice, slow read, easy.
Yeah.
That main interstate would be the television. You know, you get your information a little bit faster and you don't have to do anything to get it.
Yeah.
And then now we're in just the internet stage of life where, like, it's a superhighway.
Yeah.
And we're getting off the superhighway. We're getting back to coaxial cables.
We get to touch America now.
We're not just seeing it through a screen.
Yeah, we're not just touching our phones.
I'm touching this and it's getting bigger. If we do this a whole bunch, we could get there.
Our first stop, the abandoned Rockahula Water Park outside Newberry Springs, California. From the 1960s to the 80s, this desert playground was bustling with rides and attractions.
I'm assuming there was, like, water slides or something here?
You can imagine turning and sliding. If you can imagine that, then you could picture this as a beautiful oasis.
I can't see it.
You have to use your imagination.
Frank's one of the better skateboarding dancers. Like, sort of interpretive dance on a skateboard.
Ah, that's my big move.
I was just saying that you've been my inspiration for skate dance.
Thanks, man.
I mean, a lot of people say you invented it.
People say that, but I can't take full credit. I mean, I'd love to.
Right.
So I will. Got that?
It's like a little half pipe. Holy I think this half pipe's broken.
Okay. That's not the best way to board slide that.
This is not the view you'd expect at a water park.
Brown, dry brownness.
If I came here, I'd be like, man, I feel pretty guilty about all the water we're using for my butt to get wet.
For me to go, wee.
This glorified bee day. Let's hit the road.
All right.
Rockahula was surprisingly fun for a water park with no water. A great start for the journey ahead. What happens to a highway when the traffic is gone? It only takes a few miles on the road to see the downside of bigger, faster, better.
We got a motel sign with no motel, an airstream with no streaming air. Right here is Route 66, the OG road.
Right.
Right there is the highway that killed it.
Depressing. There's pretty much no one around because there's no exit from that road onto this road for 50 miles. Like, it's just such a goofball.
There's no exits.
Exactly. Dude, it's hard to get this stuff up. There we go. Got it. There's a little piece of history. Not too much. We want to leave some for somebody else.
This road, connecting America's east and west, has always been a symbol of prosperity.
So you have all these American dreams and people trying to follow a two-lane road to get there.
Do all two-lane roads lead to the American dream?
Until you get to a place where you don't want to be, and then that's the American nightmare.
You, for damn sure, did not live the American
I
dream.
don't live the American
But
dream.
I feel like you lived your dream.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
But my American dream was totally different than the accountant's American dream. Like some
Right.
dude in Harvard, like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna kill it in the stock market.
Right.
That's gonna be my. And I was like, I can't even spell stock market.
What do you think that was? Just somebody's house?
Brothel?
Let's park and have a little poke around.
That chair is so perfectly placed in the, see that? Margie's old brothel.
What is this, a memory foam?
Oh, yeah. They call that rebound.
Rebound?
That's got some good rebound. Do you think they have a bathroom? This was somebody's dream.
This was somebody's dream for sure. On a bustling highway.
We'll get a loan. This road will never go out of business. We'll be millionaires in less than a year. Society just moves too quick.
Look at this garage.
This is just a tough thing to see throughout the whole drive. Why doesn't somebody do something about this? Like, just take it down. In all fairness, somebody out here does have a sense of humor, and they put 2 eyes on that house. That's pretty funny.
The 50-mile stretch from Newberry Springs to Baghdad, California was a dead zone. Those 2 towns lived and died by the highway. But on the edge of Amboy, we came across a place that was here way before the main street of America.
Honestly, I need to burn some energy. We're gonna be sitting in a car for, what's this road trip gonna take, 6 months?
Yeah, if we want to do it right.
The most recent eruption of Amboy Crater was approximately 10,000 years ago. It's a classic volcano. It's a volcano.
Classic. Come on, Rick.
There's good traction on this stuff.
Yeah.
There goes the sun. Wow. Gorgeous. Soak it up, Frank. This crater reminds me of the American dream.
All hot and bubbly in the beginning, and then just,
There's an explosion,
yeah. Goes everywhere.
goes everywhere, and then there's a pit of despair. I don't know if it's a shame or what, but like a place like this probably doesn't get visited very much because of that road right behind it died.
But like, in the grand scheme of things, if you think about it, this is just a hole in the earth. Wow, the earth farted and blew some rock all over the place. In another 10,000 years, there's gonna be like some dude in a space helmet, and then like, look, it's Route 66 painted on the road. I don't believe it's still here.
Well, we're not in California anymore. Me and Frank drove through the night, and we're in Flagstaff, Arizona. So far, I like traveling with Frank. I've done a little bit on skate trips, but hasn't been this intensive, you know? Like, we're together. Morning, Frank.
Morning, Rick. I thought I had lost half my life just now. Got the wallet feeling.
Yeah. What's half your life worth?
It's the little Polaroid camera, the Polaroid camera, and the other camera.
It's about 45 bucks.
I don't know, what's, yeah,
About half your life.
50.
Okay, so here's the plan. There's a group of skaters out here that are all Apache, and we're gonna hook up with them, and I want them to show us around like old Route 66 sites. Sound good?
Sounds good to me.
Here we go, Twin Arrows. I wonder why they call it Twin Arrows. Oh, there they are. That's why they call it Twin Arrows.
Route 66 is famous for its kitschy roadside attractions.
Good to meet you.
The Apache skate crew offered to show us a few of their least favorite.
Trey, Rick. So what do you know about this place where we're at right now? What do you think?
This looks like old trading posts.
Oh, yeah?
I think that's what it is, yeah.
And it was right on Route 66?
Yeah, Route 66 is, it just cut right through the middle of the Navajo Reservation up here in northern Arizona.
Yeah.
There's like a bunch of cheesy, like stereotypical, weird, semi-racist looking kind of structures here now. That's why these places have fallen apart too, in a way, because I think people over time, they realize like, man, this place is whack.
I mean, we're in a new era, but there's still tons of sort of racism and cultural appropriation and things like, there's still the teepee motel and stuff like that. And I'm assuming that the Native Americans and First Nations communities are tired of that.
Well, yeah, we're tired of it, and I think there's a lot of ways to address it in a cool way, and I think a really cool way of you guys addressing it is just, for starters, just hanging out with us.
So the pool's up in here?
The slab right there,
Yeah.
there's a pool right inside of that.
Oh, cool. There's nothing in it. It's steep as hell. All right, first ride. This thing's really hard to skate. We're at altitude, too. You gotta kind of just go with me here.
Okay.
What is the American dream?
The American dream? The American dream is the white picket fence and the big house and, you know, the dog outside and like that,
Is it real?
I guess. To me, not anymore, no.
Yeah. Because that's what I was thinking, because Route 66, I was like, that's sort of like in that era when they're talking about the American dream, and I was like, what is that? Maybe you can just reinvent your American dream and call it whatever you want.
Yeah,
I don't
definitely.
know.
I'm living the dream right now. I'm skating. I'm freaking skating with Rick McCrank. Like, dude, what? Like, you know, I got my best homies, you know, my pops.
Yeah.
You know, we live in the dream right now. Traveling, skating, having fun, you know, making art, making videos, you know.
I just got goosebumps. That's
It's always sick, you know what I mean?
I was inspired by how Doug Jr. is living in the present. Because if the past wasn't great for everyone, then who really cares if it's disappearing? Maybe some of it deserves to be left behind.
powwow blankets, $5. Hello? I'm inside of an abandoned teepee made of 2x4s.
What do you guys think about this?
Well, it doesn't really mean nothing. My ancestors, they didn't live in these, you know? It's just stereotypes made up. Truth is, we don't live in this kind of stuff, you know? Never did. Never did.
It's a little embarrassing to be an American with Native Americans looking at this kind of thing. It makes you feel a little odd, you know, to say the least.
When was the last time you guys hung out with a bunch of Apache skateboarders?
Just this time.
Just this time?
Yeah.
Was that scary? Were you guys scared?
I was worried because I felt I'm embarrassed of like what the American people who came here has done to the Native American. I felt embarrassed for like the white man basically for like blowing it for all those years, and then you guys being super cool and coming out and helping us out do this stuff. Like, it's just, I felt guilty. That was one of the things.
That's really real, and we really appreciate you saying that, because not a lot of people would actually have the guts to say that, and you know, for you to come down and be real humble and mellow and chill and say that, it's we respect that. We do.
Yeah.
Thank you for saying that, bro.
What does American dream mean to you?
The American dream is kind of what you make it, and Native Americans as a whole in this country, who, just like Frank said, we got the short end of the stick, but that don't mean that we're not about it. That don't mean we're not on it. That don't mean that we're not going to get ours. You know, it's like, this is all our territory.
I've been caught in the American dream catcher.
It's more like the American nightmare.
Can you help me get out? So we've driven through most of New Mexico, and we ended up here in Tucumcari. We stayed at the Blue Swallow Motel, which is one of the last remaining motels, it seems like, in this area. The heart of Route 66 was the automobile, and when Route 66 died, anything that was tied to the automobile went with it. Motels, gas stations, auto repair shops. So it's nice to see a place like this that is actually still open But not only is it just open, it's being maintained really well, and it's a really nice place to visit. Hi.
Hello.
Hey, how are you?
Good.
Good morning.
What do you got? You got a little pig's ear?
You got a pig's ear? Who's got the pig's ear?
Can you tell us a little bit about your place?
Built in 1939 and has served nightly guests ever since. Pretty much since day one, there's been people in and out of the rooms every night. Summer months, we are busy, 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 busy. We have people almost banging down the door. We have people from all over the world.
Route 66 sounds like it's still kind of thriving in some ways.
It is definitely thriving in some ways. There's a lot of people who just, they want to experience what America was like before cell phones and tablets and computers. They want to see Americana. They don't want to just look at it on a computer screen.
Right.
This is the best way to do it, a trip up and down the Mother Road. You can come into Tucumcari and see, for the most part, this is what it would have looked like 50 years ago. It's a community that wants to survive, a community that wants to keep being there to share the history that is Route 66.
Right.
I got some road badges. California, Arizona,
Whoa.
New Mexico.
Thanks, Frank.
You're a road rider.
So we've done how many states now?
3.
How many more to go?
Oh, you want me to, there's 8 altogether, so I don't know, what do you say?
5.
5. This trip is a good getting to know you. If you get a girlfriend in Chicago and you want to be like, hey, let's get to know each other, drive to Santa Monica Pier on 66. Either you'll love each other or hate each other by the end. I'm in love with Rick at the moment, but who knows, we still got 5 more states.
Back on the road, Frank?
Back on the road, baby.
This is Main Street of America right here. Closed motel,
Closed motel,
closed motel,
closed gas station,
closed antique shop,
ranch supply store, closed,
closed shopping center,
closed gas station.
closed diner. Look at this sign, Historie.
It went out of business before we could finish the sign.
Historical.
Closed auto repair right here.
Closed siding business. So I'm seeing a large percentage of closed businesses. Well, the road turns to dirt here. We're about to come onto our first bit of dirt road.
This is where they just totally gave, like, Route
Yeah.
66, we're done.
And
It's gotta be pretty sick to live on this part of Route 66.
why?
I mean, there is no one. Like, if you like doing a whole lot of nothing and hanging out with no one,
If you're into no one,
this is your spot.
this is your stretch of road.
Glen Rio. Even though the population was never more than 30, it was infamous for being a rowdy pit stop on Route 66. From the 30s until the 70s, when travelers started speeding past on the brand new highway. Now it's just famous for being a ghost town.
It's kind of funny. It's not very modern. How's the facilities?
It's great.
Even the trees are dead here.
I notice people like to break glass. That's like #1 thing. Like, kids love to break glass.
Why do you think they want to break glass?
The noise it makes. So satisfying. Tell me you wouldn't love to just throw a rock right into that thing and just watch all that thing.
I wouldn't love to do that.
Really?
Yeah.
That's where you and I differ.
Yeah.
I'd throw a baby through that thing. This was a good idea at one point.
Yeah. Like, this used to be the place to go. People will come through here, and now they don't. So the people that started this place left with the customers, and they went somewhere else and started something else.
It was the road that brought him in, and it was the road that brought him out. But this doesn't look like it was inhabited too long ago.
Oh yeah, someone actually might be.
Somebody actually might live in that one.
Yeah. Let's go walk down there.
Yeah.
I think I got a little nervous when we realized someone might actually live
Live
here.
there, yeah, when the...
And in this country, I know if you're on somebody's property and you're not allowed to be, they can just shoot you. Standing right here, just next to the I-40, it's sort of an interesting juxtaposition of present-day America and the past. That is the modern way of life right there, the I-40. It's faster, more efficient. This older, slower way of life just couldn't keep up. And it's just left here to die.
Here's an idea. Before we progress on to the next thing, we learn to repurpose the last thing and not just leave it, you know.
Driving on the old road again.
Well, the new road's just to the left and bends.
You know what's so great about this, Frank? We're on Route 66, directly beside I-40. We don't have to share the road with anybody. I think we're just about to enter Oklahoma. There's no other place like this place, anywhere near this place. So this must be the place. I have California, Arizona, New Mexico, Texas, and now we're in Oklahoma. Do I get an Oklahoma badge?
Okay. And we're in Texola.
Do you understand it?
Yeah.
Texas, Oklahoma. Texola.
Just like Glen Rio, Texola flourished for years because Route 66 ran right through it. Unlike Glen Rio, you can get to Texola from an I-40 exit. That's probably the only reason it's not a ghost town. Still, with only 30 people left and most of the buildings empty, it's pretty close.
Hey, Frank, tumbleweed's coming.
Go on, get. Get. Go on. Get. Come on, get. 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 He is the laziest tumbleweed I ever did see.
To see what it's like living in Texola, we caught up with Marcel Zimmerman at her restaurant, the Tumbleweed Grill, the only business in town.
Everything green in town or has green on it
Yeah.
belongs to me.
Okay.
And so that's sort of a trademark. And slowly been buying it up as it comes due. And we was going to fix it up, you know, and rent out places and all, but the people did not want that. So I'm just going to buy it up and then do what I want with it. That's right. So the bar, that was the last thing that I purchased, and that was a major thing. So
Yeah. I like the maintained places, and I like that right next door is like just like a falling over house and stuff like that. It's just sort of like a nice juxtaposition.
the way that it was, you know, that's, and it'll never be like that again.
You don't think it'll ever be like
No.
that again?
Not here in this town. It'll never be like that again.
What is the story with all the dogs?
The dogs, they are greeters, and they came here by people just throwing them away. So I take them and I feed them and love them. And this one here, when she got shot by my neighbor, it put her eye out. I noticed she was bleeding from this side here, but she lived, fortunately.
And that's your neighbor did that?
Yeah, on the other side of the bar. I don't know who gave him a shotgun, but anyway.
Well, I'm sorry that your neighbor shot your dog.
Yeah, me too. She's really a sweetie.
It seems like Marcel has like a bit of an uphill battle here. She said it herself, it's a dying town, and she's buying it up and trying to reinvigorate it, but it seems like for Route 66 to survive and be healthy, the Americans need to come off that I-40 and take Route 66 more. Just maybe slow it down and get some nice pie and a good chat.
Texola's salad days are long gone. Charming, old-fashioned highways like Route 66 are fading away. We now live in a world that offers us driverless cars and space vacations. The whole point to driving old Route 66 is to experience an America that's disappearing fast.
So we've driven over half of Route 66. I think now's a good time to talk to somebody who might know what they're talking about.
How you doing?
I'm gonna meet up with a guy named Michael Wallace, who's a Route 66 historian and writer.
Well, welcome to Tulsa and welcome to a very important part of Route 66. The reason this spot is so important is because this is literally where the East meets the West. When you cross that bridge, you're really into the American West, where you've come from.
This torn up strip of asphalt may not look like much, but Michael has fought hard to preserve it. Plans are underway to reopen the bridge for pedestrians and to create a Route 66 visitor center.
So you were originally enamored with the road by vacationing it with your family?
Well, I grew up just off an original alignment of 66 in Missouri. So it was the highway I knew. I learned how to drive on that road. I did my first courting on that road. When I was in the Marine Corps, I hitchhiked back from California on that road. The reason Route 66 appeals to all of these people is because it's adventure, and that adventure comes from the fact that it's not predictable. Those of us who see the big picture, it's not just about nostalgia and kitsch. It's a metaphor for the way America used to be. It gives us a chance to expose that part, good, bad, and ugly.
Do you think that America will ever be like that again?
Well, no, it won't. We're always changing.
Right.
You know, when I came out here in the late 60s, people said, you should have been here in the 30s and 40s. You know,
Yeah.
that's just the way life is. No, we advance. I think we have to acknowledge that with progress, we give some things up.
We figured we're in Tulsa. Frank knows the spot.
Let's go to it.
Let's go skate.
After driving nonstop for 6 days, it was time to stretch our legs. Or break them.
So this is it,
Hell ditch.
Hell Ditch. There's some skaters here. You could trip on it.
You could definitely trip on it.
Foreshadowing. Break! Oh. Hooked up with some local skaters. Colt, good to meet you, man. I think I figured out why they call it Hell's Ditch. It's not the easiest thing to skate. Frank had a couple spills.
So far, I've slid down backwards, almost took a bath, and then clipped myself on the wall. So we're doing good.
Frankie!
I just spread my butt cheeks apart so bad. My ass is taking a beating. It's not even Friday.
Yeah, Frank! Thanks for the session, dog.
Take it easy.
Hate to skate and leave, but we got to get to Kansas.
Next time.
Yes, sir. We're about to cross into Kansas.
Come on, Kansas, hurry up. Welcome to Kansas.
Boom, welcome to Kansas. That's 6
That's 6.
on 66.
Way back in 1926, this was the first state to pave Route 66. But in all fairness to the other 7 states, Kansas only had 13 miles to pave.
Hey, welcome to Missouri.
How you doing?
There's no shortage of nostalgia for the Mother Road, but traveling this highway in its glory days wasn't so glorious for everyone.
We're here to meet a woman named Candace Taylor. She's writing a book about another book called The Green Book.
The Negro Motorist Green Book was published from 1933 to 1966 for an emerging black middle class that was road tripping and looking for their piece of the American dream before the Civil Rights Movement. This building was part of Graham's Rib Shack and Lodge. It's one of the last Green Book approved structures still standing.
Originally, it was a restaurant. It was the place to be because Missouri was difficult in terms of finding lodging. If you were black and you were on the road and
Right.
you were traveling Route 66, we're just a few blocks away from Route 66.
Right.
Now, say you went through the state of Missouri and you found Graham's Rib Shack, which was awesome. You didn't know where your next place was going to be unless you had this guide. There were 89 counties along Route 66. 44 out of those 89 counties were sundown towns.
What's a sundown town?
Sundown town was an all-white community, and many of them had signs that said, "Don't let the sun go down on you here."
Pretty scary. Pretty scary to think that, and then pretty scary just to think like it wasn't safe to travel, you know, because we take travel for granted. Like, oh, we could just get in the car and go, but for some people it wasn't like that.
The Green Book was such an important document because there were so few options.
Not a lot of people think about the Great American Road Trip being something that could have been dangerous for you because of the color of your skin, you know what I mean? Candace sort of explaining to us a small little piece of what African Americans had to go through was really kind of eye-opening. And I think it's really cool to be here next to this structure that was such a safe haven for people. And like, you think about it, it's like, okay, it's just a rib shack with some rooms to stay at, but for a lot of people, it was like their lives depended on it.
It's heartbreaking to realize that so many people suffered violence and discrimination along this road, that sundown towns filled the American landscape. But who am I kidding? Just look at the news today. That past isn't even behind us.
Candace wanted to take us to a Route 66 roadside attraction just outside of Springfield that probably wasn't in the Green Book. It's a cave system that you can drive through. Apparently, the KKK used to use it as a gathering place.
So right about the time Route 66 started, which was 1926, this cave was known for having Klan activity. The idea that you might encounter some kind of violence where you were taken against your will and taken to a place like this would have been incomprehensible. For the Klan to have cross burnings and gatherings here, I mean, a lot of lynchings were community events. People came to watch. It was almost entertainment, you know, which it just seems
Sickening.
unreal.
Yeah.
You know, and that was a reality that that Black people knew all too well. Even though this was a Route 66 stop that, you know, was fun and kitschy for most people, you know, not for everyone.
Illinois, the state where Route 66 begins and me and Frank's road trip ends.
So what we're driving on right now is some of the original Illinois Route 66, made out of brick. It's been restored. There are some original red brick, like on the bridges here.
It's real brick, like you get that. I tell you, when you get out of the car, you can really feel a road like this in your balls. Shakers, they call these bricks. Shake your balls pretty good.
It's cool to skate on this really old historic road that probably no one's ever skated on before. There you go.
Okay, there it is, last one.
You started here on your left shoulder blade.
Right.
Come all the way through here past your spine, all the way up here, right around your right shoulder blade.
That feels good, go ahead.
Right there.
Yeah.
And then we got a little bit of stretch of road to go, and then we're gonna end up in Chicago.
Is that how you celebrate? It's gonna be a little depressing when we get to Chicago and see the beginning of the road for them and the end for us.
It's been a great trip. I love going on the road with Frank. It was cool seeing all these small little towns that we've never been able to see on our normal US tour skate trips.
I came into the trip thinking like it was all gonna be fun and games and giggles and world's largest rocking chairs and purple whales and like that, but crazy enough, I did learn something on this trip.
We're on our way to find the beginning marker of Route 66. I don't know where that is.
I refuse to find the beginning of this route because I don't want to go home.
You sad?
Yeah. Anytime the road trip ends, you're a little bit bummed. I mean, I don't want to go home. I especially like life on the road. It's a simpler time. You don't have to use your cell phone and call your friends. You're usually with them. You know?
What?
What? Oh, you're funny. There it is.
After 8 days and 2,400 miles, me and Frank made it to the beginning. There was no more Route 66 left, but we weren't ready to let go. I guess that's the mark of a good road trip. It ends before you want it to. Because even when you're driving down a dead highway, full of ghost towns, rotten tourist traps, and tumbleweeds. Even when you realize half the nostalgia is there's nothing like taking it slow with an old friend.
So now we're at the end. What's the American dream for you?
I think we're gonna drop American on it and just go for the dream. I mean, it's been like this for a while. It's just a dream, and it's a dream to do whatever you want, whatever makes you happy.
It was all a dream.
If I wake up, I'll be home.